Get ready, fight fans, because this is news. We've got history being made in the octagon, political drama spilling into the cage, and some massive fight announcements that will blow your mind. UFC is making waves, and we're here to break it all down for you. First up, the UFC is etching a legendary women's bout into its Hall of Fame, marking a monumental first for female fighters. Then, a MAGA UFC star is fuming, feeling snubbed and left out of a monumental White House card, desperately wanting to fight in front of his hero, President Trump. And if that wasn't enough, a Canadian UFC fighter is looking to spoil President Trump's 80th birthday bash during that very same White House lawn event, adding a whole new layer of international intrigue. Finally, we're diving deep into Conor McGregor's potential comeback, breaking down major UFC fight announcements, and questioning the viability of MVP MMA. You won't want to miss a second of this. Stick around because you need to know what's happening now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the PopSockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
History is made. UFC Hall of Fame inducts first women's bout. Get ready for a monumental moment in combat sports history. The UFC is set to immortalize the epic 2020 strawweight title clash between Weili Zhang and Joanna Jedrzejczyk by inducting it into the Hall of Fame fight wing this summer. This isn't just any induction. It's the very first time a women's bout has received this incredible honor, cementing its place among the all-time greats. This legendary fight, which took place at UFC 248 in Las Vegas, was a 5-round war for the strawweight championship. It's widely regarded as the greatest women's fight in MMA history, and UFC CEO Dana White himself called it one of the greatest fights I've ever seen. The sheer grit and skill displayed by both Zhang and Jedrzejczyk were astonishing. Zhang unleashed a barrage of powerful strikes, while Jedrzejczyk answered with relentless combinations and devastating kicks. The defining image of the fight? A massive hematoma that swelled on Jedrzejczyk's forehead, a testament to the brutal exchange. Over 25 minutes, the fighters combined for an astounding 351 significant strikes, setting a new record for a women's bout. Ultimately, Zhang emerged victorious via a thrilling split decision. The impact of this fight continues to resonate. Their rematch at UFC 275 saw Zhang secure a spectacular knockout with a spinning back fist, leading to Jedrzejczyk's retirement. Both fighters have earned numerous Fight of the Year accolades from major sports publications, underscoring the fight's significance. Now, this unforgettable battle will forever be remembered in the UFC Hall of Fame. But the octagon drama doesn't stop there. We've got political fireworks set to ignite next. MAGA UFC star fumes over White House snub. Get ready for some serious political drama spilling into the fight world. UFC star Colby Covington is absolutely fuming after being left off the highly anticipated White House card, a fight he desperately wanted to take part in to perform in front of his hero, President Donald Trump. Covington recently voiced his frustrations on the Australian MMA show Submission Radio, expressing his disappointment about not being included in UFC Freedom 250, an event set to take place on the White House lawn. The card, headlined by Justin Gaethje vs. Ilia Topuria, notably excluded some of the UFC's most vocal Trump supporters, including Covington and Sean Strickland. Covington stated he was willing to fight anyone, anywhere, just for the chance to compete in front of the president and his political friends in D.C. He even shared that UFC higher-ups suggested he wait for the winner of the Gilbert Burns vs. Mike Malott fight, a proposal he rejected, arguing the company could have easily found a spot for him on the card. Covington believes the UFC is alienating its core fanbase by making such decisions, calling the situation sad and questioning the promotion's direction. This snub has ignited a firestorm among fans, questioning the behind-the-scenes politics impacting fight cards. And speaking of White House fights, the political tensions are about to get even hotter with a Canadian contender aiming to make a statement. Canadian fighter aims to spoil Trump's White House birthday bash. Get ready for an international twist on White House politics and octagon action. Canadian MMA fighter Aiemann Zahabi has made it clear he's eager to spoil the upcoming UFC event scheduled for the South Lawn, which also happens to fall on President Donald Trump's 80th birthday. This highly publicized event, set for June 14th, is part of the Trump administration's celebrations for the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence and will feature 6 fights. Zahabi is slated to face American Sean O'Malley, who is currently favored by bookmakers. Zahabi, however, sees this as another opportunity to defy expectations, referencing his history of pulling off major upsets and his willingness to spoil parlays for fans. His bold statements come at a time of heightened political tension between the U.S. and Canada, with former President Trump having previously imposed tariffs and expressed controversial views on Canada's status. Zahabi acknowledges the political backdrop, noting that everyone watches the Canadians play when they play against the United States, and that such events carry significant stakes given the current political climate. He even expressed a surprising admiration for Trump's economic policies, suggesting he might have voted for him if he were running in Canada. The event itself is generating buzz, with President Trump, a known MMA fan and friend of UFC CEO Dana White, planning a massive 100,000-seat stadium for the occasion. However, the unique setting hasn't been without its critics, with Joe Rogan calling the idea weird given the ongoing global conflicts. But the biggest comeback in MMA might be on the horizon, and we're breaking down all the major fight announcements next. McGregor comeback, major UFC announcements, and MMA's future. Get ready for the latest scoop from the world of combat sports. We're diving into the highly anticipated potential comeback of Conor McGregor, dissecting major UFC fight announcements made by the one and only Dana White, and exploring the viability of MVP MMA as a challenger to the UFC's dominance. Join us as we break down the whispers and rumors surrounding Conor McGregor's return to the octagon. Will he or won't he? We've got the inside track on what could be one of the biggest comebacks in MMA history. Plus, Dana White has been busy, and we're bringing you the details on all the major fight announcements that have sent shockwaves through the UFC roster. From super fights to title implications, we're covering it all. But that's not all. We're also putting most valuable promotions, MVP, under the microscope. Can they really challenge the UFC's reign? We'll analyze their strategies, their roster, and their potential impact on the future of mixed martial arts. This is the deep dive you've been waiting for, packed with insights and expert analysis. That's all the fight news we have for you today, but don't go anywhere. We've got a lightning round recap coming right up. And that's a wrap on today's explosive news. We saw the UFC Hall of Fame make history with its first women's bout induction. Colby Covington voiced his frustration over being left off the White House card. Aiemann Zahabi is looking to spoil President Trump's birthday party at the White House event. And we've got the latest on Conor McGregor's potential comeback and major UFC fight announcements. Don't miss out on any of the action. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, leave a comment below telling us your thoughts, and follow us on all our social media channels for even more exclusive content. We'll see you next time.